What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Triple C. And welcome back to the Triple C and the Captain Cringe Show, because we have Schmo's out in London, but we have none other than Captain Eric Albarracin, Captain United States Army, All-American, both Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling, the Captain of the United States Army, the GOAT coach of 12 world and Olympic champions, none other than Eric Albarracin. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show, Captain.
Thank you.
Let's start off with none other than, man. Let's kick off the show with, what was your take on this Conor McGregor beef that we had here not 2 days ago? What'd you think, man? Over here hitting pads. One I like to start off by saying is, like, Conor McGregor, man. Like I said, man, you should probably fight Jake Paul, because you guys are both two dirtbags that can't fucking throw a punch for worth of shit. That being said, man, you call me a little fart. Man, you know what? Farts are actually kind of nice, man, because they come out of two buns. But gas is one thing that you don't have. And for that reason, man, you are nothing but a Conor McTapper. What was your take on that, Captain Eric?
I thought it was hilarious. I like how he pulled up a tweet from you back in 2016, though. But I even responded. I said that was 2016 BCCC. That was before Triple C. There's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah, no, of course, man. And if you guys noticed it, I did say that, because you know what? Conor McGregor at that time in 2016, he did walk the talk. He was, everything that he was saying, it was happening. But guess what, man? His persona's over. He's not that dude no more. Like, people know that it's just an act, and he doesn't have that juice no more. So to me, Captain, like, he's just a dude that at one point was able to manipulate himself to world titles. And people bought into it, and he was able to use his hands. But I think once people realized that front leg is there, people started chewing that thing up. I do believe Conor McGregor is good in certain areas, but I think he's so stubborn. He's around yes man that he won't get better, because he's stuck in his own fame. He's stuck in his own head. What's your take on that, Eric?
Yeah, I think he hasn't evolved, and if you don't evolve, you're gonna get passed up. And I think that's what happened. Money changes people also. More money, more problems. And I think that's part of the reason as well. Loss of focus, a little bit of loss of dedication. When you don't have those things, when you're not putting in the time to improve your weaknesses, the other people will exploit them.
And there you have it. So that's my 2 cents on Conor McTapper. I think he should fight Jake Paul. I think these two dudes are meant for each other. I think they can go on a damn honeymoon afterwards if they want to, too. But they both of them absolutely make me sick. Anyhow, did you catch the Eagle FC recap? And what'd you think of Diego Sanchez versus the Motown phenom Kevin Lee?
Well, I can tell you what, Eagle FC is one of the best new promotions out there. I love watching it. I love the build up to it. They got really some of the goats of MMA introducing this new promotion, Eagle FC, and they're putting on great fights. Diego the Nightmare Sanchez, 40 years old. How impressive is that, to come out of retirement and put on a show against a young, in his prime, Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee really knows how to sell a fight, and he actually really knows how to back it up as well. So Kevin Lee looked great. I was impressed with both guys. I thought Kevin Lee showed why he deserves that pay that he's receiving now, which all these athletes should be getting. Should not have to go to another new promotion to get paid, but he did, and he's showing his worth. And Diego Sanchez, always ready to put on a war. Can't wait to see them both.
Yeah, no, of course, man. I was there, man. From top to finish, Eagle FC was off the hook, man. From the first fight was a banger, man. And we know what's cool, man. The matchmaking that Ali is doing and that Eagle FC is doing is pretty much second to none. You're not necessarily seeing shutouts. Yeah, we only saw, I believe, one stoppage and one submission, but the rest of the fights, they were all going to the 3 rounds. I mean, of course, people want to see knockouts, but in reality, you want to see a fight, man. And it's pretty cool when you find your counterpartner. So that being said, man, you're right, man. Eagle FC is that sleeping giant. The UFC, Bellator, PFL, you guys better watch out, because they are doing some amazing things, man. The commentary, Chael Sonnen, Triple C, the Nigerian Nightmare, Cyrus Fees, man. It's just a really good connection because we're all former fighters. We're not some guys that just have good vocabularies, man. We are fighters that have been there and done that before. And I think to me the treat was at the end of the night, right before the main event and co-main event, they congratulated Khabib, man, for his Hall of Fame. There's nothing like getting messages from legends, from myself, Kamaru Usman, Ali Abdelaziz, a lot of his cousins that appreciate him, that said, that gave them his 2 words. And seeing Khabib in the octagon was priceless, man, because he does deserve it. He's the only guy that has gone 29-0, undefeated in mixed martial arts. And for that reason, he is in the UFC Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Khabib. And now one of the things that I do want to talk about before I start handing out the gold, silver, and the bronze. Did you just heard, Captain Eric, that your boy Brandon Moreno just left his team, Antron in Mexico? And I want to know from you, from the GOAT coach, how do you feel about that? Because you know what? Because they were calling me Henry Judas. What's up, Captain? What's your 2 cents on that?
I guess I'm not the only coach he doesn't like, because even after Figueiredo snatched that belt off his waist again, he said, "Oh, I don't have no problem with those coaches over there. I only have problem with one coach, Captain Eric." So apparently, I'm not the only one. And as far as them calling, what they're said about you, man, it just goes to show you they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites, and he's going to have to get better, because if he wants that quadrilogy fight, he's going to have to get better. But Figgy's here. Where we get Figgy with it, that belt ain't going nowhere.
Woo! Well, there you have it, man. I'm not even going to add my 2 cents on that. He's 100% right, and I think he's doing the right thing, because Davison Figueiredo is getting better. He made that transition. Brandon Moreno's, he has to do what's best for him, and if he has to lead him, as you said, Captain, you're not the only coach he doesn't like. But I'm glad he got rid of that fat slob that said a bunch of shizness about us. And great, he ain't nothing but a damn big fat burrito. Anyways, now let's get to the gold medal moment. What was your take on Magomed Ankalaev versus Thiago Santos? Man, listen, I felt like that fight was boring, man. I like Thiago. I like Santos. I like him so much as a human being. But, man, he's been putting on some boring fights. This is the 3rd or 4th fight that has just had me freaking sleeping, taking a nap. So that being said, man, I think Ankalaev is good. But just for the simple fact that he didn't create a fight with Thiago Santos, I don't even know if I'm a big fan of him no more.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit a slow fight, and I'll tell you what, he's not ready for Yuri Prochazka. They like Yuri Prochazka because he's got 26 knockouts, every one in the first round, and Ankalaev is not showing that type of skill set yet. So I don't think they're going to push him too much more than this main event fight.
Damn. Well, let's get ready. Let's get ready for the co-main event, man. I will say this, man. The UFC, man. Like Marlon Moraes, I'm not sure if he retired or he probably should retire, man. Ever since Marlon Moraes has fought me, he's been different, man. Like Marlon Moraes was the most dangerous guy in the UFC, and ever since we fought, man, it's almost like I gave the code for everybody. He's on a 4 or 5 fight losing streak, man. I've offered to help him. I think. I just don't like the situation that he's in right now. And, what can we say about Song Dong? The long Song Long Dong Ding Dong. He's vicious, but at the same time, it's he's pretty predictable, too, in my eyes. He comes out, he strikes, he covers distance really good, and that's pretty much where he's going to have his success. But if he didn't do that to somebody like Kyler Phillips, when he played the distance game, he's going to get picked apart. I'm impressed. I like him. I think he should fight Dominic Snooze. But I just don't think. I hate the way these guys call out fights. Oh, I respect him. I watched him when I was a little kid. I really want to fight, dude. You're not gonna get the fight like that. Insult the man. Tell him he's Dominic Snooze. Tell him he smells like booze and cigarettes. Tell him that he absolutely makes you sick. Tell him he wants to fire all his coworkers and Daniel Cormier. He already did it with Kenny Florian. Tell him that he's a dirtbag, and I guarantee you'll get the fight. But these guys, oh my God, peace and love and blah, blah, blah. Get the hell out of here. Anyways, let's switch on to none other than Alex Pereira. What was your take on that fight night against him and Bruno Silva, man? Obviously, he's got 2 victories over Israel Adesanya, Lasagna. And what's your take on him? I wasn't too impressed with him this last fight. His debut in the UFC, I was super impressed because of that flying knee. This other fight, man, I think he needs to come to Triple C. And I tell you what, Alex Pereira, I welcome you. And typically, I say I welcome people with open arms, but I might welcome you with open arm bars. Nah, just kidding. I would love to. I think if he comes over to Fight Ready and actually trains with me, and he's actually a friend of mine, I would like to give him my 2 cents on the philosophy of the sport of mixed martial arts. I know he has Glover out there that he's training with, but I think once he starts getting prepared for this Israel Adesanya fight, I know that I can help him out, and I know what's missing in his career, and I know I'm the guy that can take him to the promised land. What's your take, Captain?
And Poatan, I love the fact that he knocked out Israel Adesanya. I think that happens in the near future, actually. I think they're going to push for it.
It's Israel Adesanya.
You still coming? We're waiting for you. Hey, I think in a few fights, he will get that fight. His MMA definitely needs to improve. Bruno Blindado is his name, which means kind of like bulletproof. And he showed why his name is Blindado, because he could take a punch. I thought most punches from Alex Pereira, 2-time glory champion, will knock somebody out. And that guy somehow stayed on his feet, even got a takedown. And I think that takedown is what stymied a little bit of Poatan's game. He was thinking more of this guy might shoot again. And the fact that Blindado could take it down, that's the worry. You need a wrestling coach. You need a world-class wrestling coach, and you need him yesterday. Don't wait. Don't wait until you get that All-American wrestler in front of you and then give us a call and be like, hey, I got to fight an NCAA champion in 3 weeks. I get that phone call all the time. I think you get ahead of it. I think you get one, and I think you get one ASAP.
Man, well, there you have it, man. There you have it. Beautiful breakdown, Captain Cringe. Well, we're going to have to go to the last fight. One other than Terence McKee versus Drew Dober, man. Man, to me, that fight is like, I like Terence. I think Terence has a really beautiful and a great, he has a natural ability to him. But there's one thing that Terence doesn't really understand yet, is to really, how is it that he doesn't understand how to finish, he doesn't understand his threshold. He threw too much power, and when you throw too much power, you're going to get burned. And something that does scare me about him, even though I'm a big fan of his, I even consider him a friend, is that whole Marlon Moraes situation. Is like when you first really get knocked out in the position that you do, where you lose due to lack of gas, kind of like Conor McTapper, is you're going to really have to find your way through that, man. You're going to really have to see a sports psychologist and get with good people that are just going to tell you to throw, man, because you do not want to punch yourself out, and that's a big no-no in my eyes. I'm still a huge fan. I think if he's able to patch that thing up, patch up his how is it that he reserves his power, I believe he could take it really, really far. But as of right now, Captain, that scares me a little bit because he's young. But just being stopped so young can also take permanent damage, not physically, but in the mind.
Yeah, he definitely needs to work on his mindset. I think he needs to come back, and I think he needs a 3-round fight. This guy's the way he murks people. He almost got Drew Dober. Drew Dober weathered the storm and overcame him. And you don't ever want to see that. And the only way to kind of get through that is you need a little bit more experience in the cage.
Yeah, and Terence McKee, I'm just letting you know, man, my nephew's a big, he's a big, he loves you, bro, and whatnot. So I'm not here to steal you from your team. I want to help you, man. If you want to come out to Fight Ready, dude, I will give you, for a few days, man, I will give you my 2 cents on a lot of things that I think could help you. I call it the art of war of mind, body, science, man. Let's get you put together, dude. Let's send you back to your team, and you make sure to come out strike. You can come out better and better at every fight, man. I promise you, man. So let's move on to the silver medal moment with none other than Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev, man. What's your take on the fight was officially announced, Captain? And we have a good fight in my hands. Is Khamzat Chimaev, is he overhyped, or is he the real deal, Captain A?
Let me tell you something. Khamzat Chimaev is the real deal. I like everything about him. The way he talks smack, the way he backs it up in the cage, the way he talks smack while he's in the cage. Khamzat, молодец. Если вам что-нибудь нужно сказать, пожалуйста, меня я могу помочь вам. Come on down. If you ever want to come down and train with the captain in Triple C, and we'll put that extra spice into your game. This guy's already got it. I think, as a matter of fact, I think he could be the next champ. So I like everything about him. One of the things I would say is, I know he trains like a madman, and at some point that all catches up, and you got to start training smart. Just like he said, mind, body, and science, the art of war. That's what you need in your life.
Damn, well, there you have it. The only problem is, man, I can't train Chimaev. He's gonna fight the Nigerian Nightmare, but I will train him to help out that freaking Israel lasagna guy. I will definitely help you out for that one. But if you're gonna fight the Nigerian Nightmare, man, I'm gonna have to be out, Captain. Hey, that's all you, my brother. Anyways, Khamzat Chimaev is the real deal, but so is Gilbert Burns, and we're gonna find out. Right, we're gonna find out in UFC 274 to see if he is a real deal, which we believe he is, because he's going up against Gilbert Burns. Well, then let's get in none other than Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards, man. What do you think? Do you think Chimaev deserves that fight with Leon Edwards? I'm sorry. Do you think the winner of Chimaev and Gilbert Burns? Do you believe if Chimaev wins, does he fight Kamaru Usman?
Yeah, I think that's a fast track, but we've seen it before. So I don't think there's anybody else that will fight Khamzat. I really don't. I think Gilbert has confidence that he can beat him, and we're going to see. I can't wait for UFC 274. The countdown is on, but Gilbert, it's going to be a real test of Gilbert's jiu-jitsu, which is what he's known for. So, but Khamzat's Sambo is wrestling, that top control, that brutal ground and pound. I don't know if anybody can stop that.
Man, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous and it's lethal, man. Every time I hear about somebody talk about wrestling, I'm just like, man, this dude. Anybody that ever edifies wrestling, I'm a big fan of, because I know they get the game, dude. It's about winning. It's about the grind. It's about putting you away. Anyhow, let's move on, man. Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson just got matched up over here May 7th here in Phoenix, Arizona. My take on that fight is I think Tony Ferguson is just a little too old, man. I think Michael Chandler can do some damage. When we saw what Gaethje did to Tony Ferguson, I think we're going to be looking at the same thing with Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler really wants to continue to keep making that name for himself and get that title shot. So as he's knocking people out, he's probably 2 fights away from getting that title shot once again. But my take is Michael Chandler. I'm going for Tony. I would love for Tony to win, but I think Michael Chandler's too young, too strong. I think the way Tony trains, I'm not sure if it's the smartest, and I think that's kind of deteriorated him from continue to keep staying at that level. Because I think in his prime with him and Khabib would have been an awesome fight. What's your take on that fight, and who wins, Captain A?
My take is it's going to be Michael Chandler. Iron Mike is a former Bellator champion, and he's always got something to prove, especially one of the ways he went out on a knockout by Patricio Pitbull. So he's came to the UFC and had a chip on his shoulder, and he's been doing very well. I think Tony Ferguson is too comfortable on the ground. If it does go to the ground, when Mike shoots his double leg, Tony's not going to defend. He's too comfortable on the ground. He'll stay there looking for submissions, and Mike's ground and pound is going to really hurt him if it goes to the ground. So in my opinion, on the feet, Mike's got it, and even on the ground, he's got it.
Well, there you have it, guys. Well, let's go to our next topic, our next medal ceremony, which I know nothing about, the bronze medal moment. Kayla Harrison signs at the PFL, and we went through a little Twitter feud here, Captain. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to find out from Kayla Harrison, why are you talking stuff right after you signed with PFL? Like, I really don't get it. But I think it's a great idea that you and Cris Cyborg should fight. And I mean that. So I think PFL and Bellator, Kayla Harrison and Cris Cyborg, if they're able to come together and actually fight, I think they could change mixed martial arts forever, because that's two organizations coming together, and that's only gonna force the UFC to come out and say, hey, we want to do the exact same thing. And this is how mixed martial arts comes together to really be one, to see who is the best in the world. What's your take, Captain?
Well, I love the intergender beef. I think we get something going on there. We do something. Even Eagle FC throw a little grappling match in there. I think it's awesome. What I think is, you got the big elephant in the room with the UFC, and everybody else is competing for number 2. And when you throw Eagle FC in there, so you got Eagle FC, you got Bellator, you got PFL. Well, in my opinion, they gave the big bucks to Kayla because Kayla can make that connection, and maybe even the cross promotion that we're talking about, Cyborg versus Kayla.
Every time I talk about Kayla Harrison, I always talk, we always fight about who is the greatest combat athlete of all time. So that being said, this is today's King list of the top combat sports athletes of all time. So number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Holly Holmes, man. A 2-sport world champion. She did it in boxing, and then she came over and knocked out Ronda Rousey to eventually become one of the first dual champions in combat sports history. So that's number 5. Number 4, I'm going to have to go with Fabricio Verdum. UFC champion, Strikeforce champion, ADCC, 2-time ADCC champion. If I'm not correct, and he was able to do some amazing things. Beat Cain Velasquez to win the heavyweight title, to retain the heavyweight title, and congratulations to him. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Can I pronounce that right, man? Anyways, Khabib, man, going 29-0, 2-time Sambo world champion. The dude is a real deal. The pound-for-pound king, the inductee into the UFC, the youngest inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, but I'm going to have to put him at number 3. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with none other than my Olympic teammate, Daniel Cormier, the 2-time Olympian, NCAA finalist, 2-division UFC champ. I mean, you cannot deny DC. And number 1, the one and only, the Triple C, the youngest Olympic champion in USA wrestling history in 2008. The 2-division champ in the UFC, defeating 3 Hall of Famers, winning his first belt with Demetrius Johnson. Taking out the likes of the EPO, the Ipo Dillashaw, TJ Dillashaw. Going up a weight division, being the number 1 contender when he was a killer, Marlon Moraes, and then finally defended against Dominic Booze Cruz. I mean, taking all these guys out. The Olympic champ, the flyweight champ, and the bantamweight champion of the world. This is why I am the greatest combat athlete of all time. What's your list, Captain?
Oh, I don't have a list of all 5, but you know me, I come from wrestling, so I would throw in the 4-time Olympic gold medalist, Mijail Lopez, out of Cuba. Many of you might not know him, but it's unprecedented to get 4 times. And the only other person that has ever done that is a female from Japan, Icho. And she's the 4-time freestyle Olympic gold medalist. So those 2, I just like to throw in those 2. I think, obviously, we know Henry Triple C from Yote to GOAT. We termed that back in 2016. That was always the goal, go from Yote to GOAT, from youngest of all time to greatest of all time. So we have some of the similar. I have some of the lists similar to yours, and I just want to add those 2 wrestlers in there.
Well, there you have it. There you have it, man. So what is the update, Captain? Obviously, we've been training. So that is your combat sports list. I just want to give a quick update on the Korean Zombie and Calvin Costello, Mark Madsen. Obviously, we got the GOAT coach here. He's been out here, helping these guys, man. What's the process? How's the process been with Korean Zombie, Calvin Costello, Mark Madsen? How's the growth been so far, Captain, for the people at Fight Ready?
Everything is on track for us to make history. April 9th. Zombie Apocalypse of 2022 is upon us, and nobody, including Alexander Volkanovski, is safe. He's coming for that belt. Hangul Zumbi Ga, Championne, Twelgoya, Kaja, fighting. And that means the Korean Zombie is going to be the first UFC champion in Korean history. You can guarantee that. Take that to the bank. Mark the Olympian Madsen. Forget about it. I mean, this guy is a 3-time Olympian, 5-time world medalist. This is why we're the #1 wrestling gym in the world, if not the #1 gym in the world. Olympic gold medalists, Olympic silver medalists are frequenting the mats every day at our gym, and Mark's on track to not only fight Vince from Hell Pichel, he's going to drag him back into hell. And this time, it ain't going to be no easy way out. And then you have Kelvin, KG Gastelum, man, the ultimate fighter winner. He's made a transition. He's here training with Triple C, and you're going to see a new and improved KG. Be on the lookout. He's fighting a guy from Dagestan. But you already know, we got the secret. We're the kryptonite for all that stuff.
Man, well, there you have it, guys. You guys make sure to tune in to the Triple C and Schmo show. Unfortunately, Schmo couldn't make it this week. He's out in UFC London. But I just want to let you guys know, listen, subscribe. We constantly have weekly shows, and we tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. What is your name?
Captain America's.
I am Triple C, and we will deliver because we are